You mentioned, Kirk, that kind of feed optimization is something that you've been interested in for a long time, and kind of drilling down into the nitty gritty of what people can do to make their shopping feeds better. So can you just run through some best practices and tips that people should follow when it comes to product feeds?
Absolutely. So I think feed optimizations are one of those things where at some point there are diminishing returns. And 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 yet I think when you have a feed that's not optimized at all, probably doing some very basic optimizations will really kind of jump you up to that tier, and then you'll get probably diminished returns based on what you're testing. But definitely keep testing. And some of what we see is just like, man, if 95% of brands out there actually ensured that their titles were optimized well, and I'll talk about that. Basic description optimizations, product type. Um, Custom labels is kind of a feed optimization, but it's almost more of a campaign segmentation tip. But even just being aware of custom labels and what they are, to me kind of falls into the feed realm, and that talks about like what we said about like segmenting products. For instance, let's say someone has new products and people in this particular brand really love new products. A good example of that would be, they're not a client of ours, but Simple Modern. They make cups, drinkware, that sort of thing. And they've said they have like people who are obsessed with new designs, kind of like how many traveling mugs do you need for your coffee, but like they want them. And so that could be an idea for, hey, whenever we have new designs, we throw a custom label on that. We throw that into our new design PMax campaign to just and maybe that PMax campaign is really targeted as much as possible. Although maybe this should be standard shopping because of that, towards like people who have already purchased, sort of a thing. So you're just getting your new designs in it. Like right there is a way to utilize custom labels in order to actually segment better and get, that product when you've thought through your brand. And so I think that's one of them. But to me, like, and then price is another. Price is a massive optimization thing that like we can't really do anything about, but it is at least important for brands and brand owners to understand that is significant. And even if you can't optimize that, being aware of that as the PPCer is really important. Going back to Amazon, if you are selling this product for $25, everyone else is selling it for $23, and then your Amazon store has it for $21.99. Like no one's going to buy it from you for $25, but they will click on your shopping ad. And again, like there's just some level of you like price is absolutely a significant factor in that. So then there's deeper strategic work that needs to be done with that. And you as the PPCer can simply, if that's the case, just being aware of that impact will allow you to raise that as, hey, this is what's happening here. So this is the core problem, and then the brand can solve that. But like as a quick, if there's like if there are only three things you could do, and you are short on time, take your top 25 products, and go in and I have a very specific prompt in ChatGPT, that you can utilize for description and titles, actually, where you just send them to this page and then get an idea of some various ideas for the description. The description is really nice with ChatGPT, by the way, or your LLM of choice, because you can give it like the character limitations. Like I typically will prompt it to utilize. I say, here's the target audience, here's the type of customer. Utilize customer reviews on the page to create all this stuff, and then you kind of get this description with tons of like very relevant information. Always check it to make sure that it's actually accurate for sure. But titles is probably the number one thing you could do, and that can be as simple as just ensuring that the most important things about this product are they in the title, first of all, and more importantly then as close to the front as possible. So if people are not actually searching for your product SKU, that shouldn't be in the first two words. It's just not as important. Push that at the end or even in the description. But if they are searching for, best coffee mug, you have the budget for that, then like put that at the front of your title, right? And better align with how people are actually searching for your products and test that. And you'd be surprised how much you can see just your traffic jump up for those products.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Paid Media Lab. If you found it useful, you can get the full-length episode on the Lunio YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe to catch all our latest releases. And if you want free tools, reports, and guides to help you uplift the efficiency of your PPC campaigns, head to lunio.ai and click on the Resources tab in the nav bar. See you in the next one.